Welcome to Gun News in 5 minutes or less. This is brought to you by DR Drake 63. So, simple question today. What's with all this 1911 hate? And it's kind of mind-boggling. I mean, here we're talking about a firearm that served the U.S. military very well from 1911 even through present day. It's no longer the official sidearm of the United States Armed Forces, but there are some special operators that still choose to carry this firearm. I think it's kind of an interesting topic, and I think it's multifaceted. It ties in kind of this whole concept of FUD, which is a term that's thrown around quite a bit with boomer, which is an unfortunate trend in generational hate and disrespect. And it's probably earned to a certain degree, but to a bigger degree, it's just a bunch of guys that got participation trophies that are now very, very upset that other guys before them are in their space. They seem to think that they're never going to get old, so they're taking shots at people for things that they themselves are going to find themselves in similar situations. I myself and a lot of people of my age are not capable of going out and shooting at moving metal targets doing somersaults, as some would suggest you need to be able to do, or just stay home. My everyday carry is a Glock 19. Now, this is how a 1911 was designed to be carried. As a sidearm. Had room for a couple magazine pouches on the belt. Now, there are people that want to try to carry that in the waistband, and I see people that even appendix carry these things that way. Versus being out and about and you want to conceal carry and you don't want to print, so you've got something like that, which is an in the waistband holster with a smaller firearm that is a little bit less conspicuous. When choosing a firearm for self-defense, if you're going to carry it, typically you want something that you actually will carry. Even people that I respect to a certain degree in terms of their firearm knowledge and their commentary on YouTube, make comments that belittle someone that would choose the 1911 as a carry choice. I don't, but at the same point in time, if that's what I had, or if that's what I shot well, or if that's what I favored, I certainly would. What seems to get ignored is several factors. Number one, the average self-defense shooting, according to FBI statistics, involves less than 3 rounds. So when guys talk about 20-round capacity or 15-round capacity, 15 plus 1, something like this, oftentimes what gets ignored is the average encounter is going to involve three bullets or less, which brings pretty much any kind of firearm outside of a 2-shot Derringer into the equation. Certainly 7 plus 1 in a 1911 meets those criteria. So it does boggle my mind a little bit, but I think it's tied in to a bigger issue, which is, I see it a lot in firearms forums and so forth, generational loathing. Now, personally, I don't want to run into somebody in an alley with one of these any more than any other type of firearm. The point is, all firearms are designed to be deadly. And the thing to understand about a pistol is unless you hit the central nervous system, that person is probably going to be able to keep fighting until such point that they bleed out, unless you sever a major artery. Pistols were never designed to have the stopping power that you hear people talk about. And that is one thing that 1911 owners, some of them, tend to do, is talk about the tremendous stopping power 45 ACP round. And it really doesn't have stopping power. All of this division and hate, though, it sells YouTube views just like what we see going on in the news today in the media. Keep everybody divided, always make a bigger deal out of something than it is, and you'll sell more newspapers, or I guess that's a FUD term. And this has been Gun News in 5 minutes or less. Please subscribe for updates.